Hey everyone, Split Dip here. Today I'm going to be talking about some off-meta builds that I've been playing that have been working my pubs pretty well. We have 5 builds today, and I'll have some timestamps popping up now so you can skip right to each one. And we'll be starting off with Nature's. So Nature's Prophet, a very popular hero in this meta. Definitely not off-meta for the hero itself, but the build I think is actually quite a lot better than people think. This might get me in some hot water for this, but hear me out and I'll explain the best I can. I've been taking the green facet or the soothing sapling facet. Now the reason I do this is because I am a old school boomer natures player. I really like maxing stats over treant before greater treant was an option. And there's also a few other reasons. So soothing saplings just recently got changed to give you a double tango, which existed on Sprout a little bit ago, and they nerfed that and got rid of that really quick. So now that's back if you take the green facet. Additionally, it's a little bit of like heal. It's not noticeable in the early levels, but it does make a slight difference later on, and the double tango is immediately available to you at level 1 of Sprout. So that's really cool. Maxing stats early in combination with Mjolnir's active and the blade mail that I also build is really strong. So the more stats you have as a universal hero, the better, and Nature's is obviously now universal. I aim to max Sprout and Teleport, and by level 11 I'll start leveling stats because I've got 4 points in Q, 4 points in TP, 1 point in ultimate, and then I've took my 10 talent for the base damage of my ult, and then from there it's stats every time until I run into another talent. This personally feels a bit better. I don't have to worry about micro. I mean, some people might like that, some people might argue that's just lazy, but that's just what I'm doing. Another thing is it's really predictable. Nature's always does this stuff, so people buy Midas and Dagon now. If you just win more fights because you're stronger, you can just push by default. Instead, a lot of Nature's players favor losing fights and having map control with treants and forcing people back. I'm telling you, if you just become stronger and scale better, you don't run into scenarios where you need to have treant to win the game. Like it doesn't need to be in your game to perform as Nature's. And I've got a few variations of the build here, so you can play them in like safe lane, off lane, mid lane. They all slightly differ, but I'll give you a Steam guide for each build that I talk about, and yeah, we'll move on to the next one. Medusa. So the Undulation facet, if I've said that right, or the red facet, allows you to not be slowed. It's 100% slow resistance effectively. Nothing can break it. You will always be 310 move speed. You cannot increase it. Windlace, boots, Yules, any of this stuff, Manta, it does not give move speed. So you are generally avoiding every single form of move speed. If you can, Manta is okay, but I don't go Manta too often, as Manta is only good when you need to dispel with this sort of build. That's just a personal opinion. I see a lot of people in Pro Tracker take Manta with this anyway, but if you're not dispelling anything, I think you can go better items. Now, a big reason why I think this is good, even if they don't have too many slows, it makes your laning a lot better because you can click and chase infinitely more, whereas old Medusa, she clicks like twice and then she gets outranged because the hero is usually faster. 310 move speed is more move speed than anyone has for a while. Even if they have boots, you basically can match or slightly go under someone else's move speed. So yeah, it makes it, for this reason, it makes your laning stage better and more reliable. Counter matchups like Lion or Anti-Mage. If Anti-Mage gets you low on mana and not enough to kill you, he has to keep chasing you, but you're not getting slowed from the AM hits. It just doesn't slow you at all. Viper, Venomancer, if they come and try and gank you, you just walk away like nothing happened. And if you're really in trouble, you hit Stone Gaze and it puts you at a static amount of like 470 move speed or something. So that's the only way you can increase your move speed. Besides the currents in the river, that also works. So if you're farming and you go towards the current, that increases your move speed. But yeah, I think this build's really good. You can go quick Mjolnir. If you have an Alchemist on your team, you can go Mjolnir and he gets you Ags, and you can go straight into like Remnant's Brooch, Pike Scardy, and you will have a really strong win condition from there. I've actually won a game recently with this where my Lion AFK'd. I'll show you what I mean. He literally did not play until the game was basically over. So we 4v5 to the whole game. Due to my hero with Alchemist, we were able to win this game. Third build is offlane Faceless Void. This one's a bit more popular. A lot of people are trying this in high MMR. I have versed it a few times. I even did it support today because I had to move. My cores were arguing. And it worked quite well. It worked really, really well. So the build is that you go Vanguard. You can go that straight away if your lane is free, because if you build Vanguard, you basically won't get harassed, which means you should free farm. It allows you the ability to farm camps as well, since they're not doing much damage. And this goes into Halberd straight away. So you should go Vanguard Treads, or you can go Treads Vanguard. From there, you can get a wand, and then you can go Manta, Shard, and then split the build based on whether you need utility or you need damage. Now, what do I mean by that? Faceless Void, even though he's offlane, offers a lot of damage, especially with his 20 talent for the attack speed in time zone. So if you feel like you're actually able to hit in this game, there's no reason you can't go Bloodthorn Skadi, Butterfly Satanic, these sort of items. Or alternatively, your hero does just fine clicking with normal items with like Manta, and you can just go Bloodthorn, Octarine, Ags, and you can play more utility based, and you still do so much damage and control. It's a really strong build. If you verse the right heroes, I think you just win by default. The leash ability and the ability to spam time dilation in time zone, have your allies spam abilities. It's like a super win condition in fights. You can win fights single-handedly off of this spell. Pretty good, guys. Give it a go. Let me know what you think. And yeah, support Void is viable with this too. Nightstalker, again, pretty meta hero, but I don't think people are like playing him enough in mid and safe lane. I know Pure plays him in safe lane a little bit. There's a few different players that have tried it in safe lane. Like, it's definitely something that people are aware about, but I think people should try it a lot more. This hero cannot be bullied out of lane. Due to his innate, he gets 40% extra regen during the night, which means double bracer, even no boots, you will out regen all chip damage. If you're really suffering from their chip damage, you just get some tangos as well and you're golden. Double bracer, phase boots into Harpoon S and Y. Every single position in the game, 1, 2, and 3, can do this build and have really, really high impact and be so annoying. 50% status resistance effectively with your 15 talent allows you to go through any initiation. Tidehunter, Axe, Magnus, all these heroes that, you know, if you jump on their front line and then they see you, you don't even have to pop BKB half the time. You can just bait their spell. It's really nice for that. If this 15 talent doesn't get changed, I don't see this hero falling off the meta. Like, it is a very, very nice talent. And also the other facet is actually quite good at farming. If you feel like you can play the first 5 minutes of the lane based on matchups, you can take the AoE Void. There's no reason not to. It's just like Nightstalker's old Ags for free. It's quite good. They just increased the AoE on the latest patch. Lets you farm better. Harpoon gives you the mana regen to use it. Yeah, it's really strong. I like it. But you can go Radiance into Shard and sustain this way, and you can turn this into Nullifier later. Effectively, if you feel like Nullifier is good in the game, Radiance is also likely good. I've always felt like this hero has been very versatile in its item choices. You have a lot of options. Just whatever you feel is strong in your game, just build it, and your hero is probably going to perform. My fifth and final build. I'm making a video on this, so I won't give too much info, but I will show you the build and roughly how it works. So it's Viper with his Caustic Bath. It allows you to double your corrosive skin value in Nether Toxin. What does this mean? This means you max your Nether Toxin and your skin, and you use this to farm and exist down deep in lanes. Viper cannot exist in a draft where they're going to jump him by default and try and counter him this way. If you build Viper like this, where you go Blade Mail and Heart, you can survive initiations, you can do the most DPS in every fight. You usually end up with the most DPS at the end of the game, every game when you do this build. This is no joke. You think you can't kill people with this build? Just watch them go on you in lane, watch you live, and watch you get a double kill. It is really, really strong. On top of this, they just nerfed a few heroes which were kind of annoying for Viper. Lifestealer, I mean, they both counter each other, but you can have a kind of rough lane if their 5 is owning you. I think this hero has real potential, guys. All the builds I've talked about, they're going to have Steam guides available if you want to check them out. This is just a quick video to showcase them, but if you want me to go deeper on any of these builds, please let me know in the comments below and I will make a full guide to whatever receives the most attention. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for future videos. Cheers, guys.